Hi everyone, my name is Isabella Sislawati. I'm an excellent Power BI enthusiast with decades of business experience. This video is a Power BI tutorial designed for business users in mind. In the past, you may have been getting your reports and information delivered via Excel or PDF or PowerPoint. And now, more things are being transitioned into Power BI. You might be struggling to find your way around Power BI. You might be confused by filters. You might be unsure how to extract information from Power BI to Excel or to PowerPoint. Don't worry, you are not alone. If you want to improve your comfort level on how to use Power BI on a day-to-day basis, you have come to the right place. In this tutorial, I won't be teaching you how to create a new Power BI report from scratch. Instead, I will be focusing on teaching you how to use an existing Power BI report which has been published in Power BI Service. If you're interested in learning how to create a new Power BI report from scratch, I have other videos that you can watch. I will leave the description in the link below. This tutorial is made up of two sections. In section 1, I will show you the key things that you need to master so that you can navigate your way in Power BI Service with confidence. How to filter, expand, sort, reset to default, include, exclude information, analyze, drill up or down, drill to, and how to create bookmarks so that you can save your favorite settings. In section 2, I will show you the various options available so that you can get insights and information quickly by retrieving information from Power BI into Excel, into email, and into PowerPoint. For this tutorial, I'm going to be using Corporate Spend Power BI Report, which is available from Power BI Learning Portal. So if you click More and click Learn over here, you can see some sample reports made available by Microsoft. The one that I clicked earlier is this Corporate Spend. First, let me introduce you to the concept of filters. The data in visuals, charts, and tables that you see in Power BI reports, they are interactive. Power BI report can be filtered using slices, visuals, or filter panes. Let me show you in Power BI Service. There are two pages in this report. The first one is IT spend reports, and the second one is plan variance analysis. And in these reports, there are several visuals. There is a chart over here, nicely colored, showing variance plan by country and regions. Then we have a table over here, showing the corporate spend variances by month. And then there is another chart over here, some cards, as well as a slicer. And on the right, we have filter panes. Okay, you can close it or open it by clicking the chevron sign over there. This report has a slicer, sales region, and you can click that drop-down box and select different selection. And notice the tables and the charts, visuals, they get filtered accordingly, and they're displaying different information depending on your slicer selection. And you can select more than one countries. You can select all, for example, click that button, and if you click it one more time, then it clears everything. Or you can select 2 or 3 by pressing Control key. For example, I'm selecting 3 now, and notice for the countries, you can now see Europe, and if you click and drag this toolbar, you can see more countries at the bottom, including New Zealand, and then you can drag it up again as well. You can also modify the filter context by selecting an item in any visuals. For example, I'm selecting United Kingdom, Spain, and Switzerland by holding the Control key. So now I have these 3 countries filtering my tables on the right, as well as my cut visuals over here, as well as my charts over there. That's the second way of filtering the numbers that get displayed by your Power BI reports. Now, what if you don't want to select United Kingdom, Spain, and Switzerland? You want to select all the country. What do? Just click one more time anywhere, and now it's clear. When you select a particular country, notice it's bold, and then when you click one more time anywhere, you clear that selection basically. Another place where you can apply filtering is from the filter pane on the right. For example, there are two filters on this page based on IT area dimension and IT sub area. And in this pane, you can click that chevron and there is now selections that you can tick or untick. For example, at the moment, IT area is all, but I may want to show only enablement, for example. And when I do that, everything on the left get filtered. And I can add more, for example, one more tick and one more tick, like that. And then I can hide it and collapse it or open it again. And if I change my mind, I want to clear everything, there is an eraser button over here where you can clear filter. Yeah. Now there is a second filter at the bottom, IT sub area. You can do the same thing. You can filter, yeah, or you can clear them. As you can see, there are lots of options where we can apply filtering from the slicer, by clicking and selecting the visuals, as well as by using the filter pane on the right, you can add more filter context. Now, sometimes a user may get confused when looking at a table like this or at a chart like this, and their most frequently asked question is this: what is that chart filtered by? Because they forgot what have they clicked. Now, fortunately, there is an easy way to answer this question. What you can do is hover into this sign on top of the visuals. Can you see that sign? It has got that 3 lines, and it shows you the filter context, filters and slicer affecting this visual. For example, it says IT area has been filtered, enablement or functional, and how, where, from that. On the right over there, we have ticked that 2 selection buttons, yeah, and then let's go back into that 3 lines, filter on visuals, and then it says sales region is not USA. Where is that being applied? Now, when you click this chart, notice something. When you look to the right, in addition to filter on this page, IT area and IT sub area, something else pop up. There is filter on these visuals that you can apply from the filter pane on the right, and it's only for these visuals. Whereas if you click other visuals, there are different filter contexts over here where if you want to, you can apply them as well. And then when you click that visuals, there are more options on the right filter pane. So coming back to here, sales region is not USA has been filtered over here on the right, which is why when you hover to filter on these visuals, that 3 lines, you can see that. And then the last filter is sales region. It says is Australia, New Zealand, Canada, or Europe. That is coming from our slicer over here. There, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and Europe. So one more time, as you can see, that's that matching. People often said this to me: help, I made too many changes in my filter selection. What do? I can't remember what I have done. And I said, relax, there is a way to quickly reset to default. In Power BI, there is this reset to button, this green button. You can click it, and when you click it, hit reset, you're back to original. Now, once you're back to original, that button becomes gray. So your button is not missing, it's just changed color. But the moment you change the filter again, say make it Africa, notice that becomes green again, and you can click it again. So just relax, you're not going to destroy your Power BI reports because we have the reset to button. Another super useful feature is the ability to make this chart bigger. Look at this. This chart is too small. You can't see everything. But when you click the focus mode, voila, look at that. How nice. Now the chart becomes bigger. Now you can hit back to reports and you're back to this original view. You can do that for tables as well. And this is most useful for decomposition tree like this, for example, where it is cut off. You can't see everything. So when you hit the focus mode, now you get to see more on a big screen. So that's really useful. One thing that you may not know is there is so much flexibility in Power BI. For example, for this table, you may want to exclude manufacturing. How do we do that? Just right-click, exclude. And they're excluded. Not only from this table, but the value of manufacturing is excluded from other visuals as well. Now, sometimes you only want to include, say for example, 3 months, and I just click whilst holding the control key. Now I'm selecting 4 months now with April, and I can just right click, include, and watch all the other months are now excluded. So much flexibility with Power BI. Isn't that awesome? And if you change your mind, you want to include everything, what do? Just click reset to default, hit reset, and everything is now shown again. In Power BI, we can change the sorting order of the axis, either based on the axis data labels or based on the data value. And how to do that is by clicking these 3 dots that says more options, and then go to sort axis, and there is that option of changing it from descending to ascending, for example. Now, if you want, hit the focus mode so that we can see the full charts with the various business areas as the y-axis. Now, let me just show you one more time. Let's change it to descending. Look at that, it's now changing. And we can also change the sort axis so that it's based on business area instead of the values. And when we do that, it is going to be sorted alphabetically, B, D, etc. And we can change it again if we want to, so that it's now ascending, so the B will be on top. Yeah. And then go back to reports if you want to see the full tables earlier. The table can also be sorted, same method. You can use that 3 dots and then change the sort by options, either by variance plan percentage, which is the value of the table, or based on the month. For example, that's based on variance percentage. So now that's changing. It is now sorted so that the one with the higher percentages are on top, followed by the negative percentages. Now, if you want to change it so that it's now based on month, one option is to click that and change to tick the month like that. Now it's sorted. December is on top, and then January is at the bottom. Or if you want to, you can also click the month column like that. Now it's changing the sorting order. January is now on top. You click it one more time at the column heading. Now it's changing the sorting order. So whenever you want to sort, when it's a table, just click the column header. Let's say we are only interested in January to March. So let's hit include. And let's say we are only interested in Australia and New Zealand. So what we can do now is we can create a bookmark, add personal bookmark, and we are going to call it AUNZQ1. And we're going to hit save. And then we're going to reset to default. And we're going to reselect AUNNZ. And we're going to now select Q2. Click and hold the control key and then right click and then include. And we're going to create another bookmark and we're going to call it AUNZQ2. Save. So now we have 2 options. We can go back to Q1 quickly by selecting that bookmark, or we can go back to Q2 and we can make more as required, as many as we want, so that it's easier to navigate. And if we don't want this bookmark anymore, we can delete it by clicking that 3 dots and just hit delete, for example. And if you need to rename, click rename. And if you want to, you can make it a default. And when you make it a default, whenever you open these reports, it will pop up with that personal bookmark. So really cool. All right. Now, Power BI also has the ability to analyze further for any given chart. For example, this chart is showing actuals and plan by infrastructure. There is an ability to right-click and analyze and find where distribution is different. When you click that, Power BI tells you the cost element group that doesn't follow the total distribution. What does it mean? It says here, other spend is only high in infrastructure and almost nothing. Whereas for the total spend, it kind of like follow a nice step. High, medium, semi-high, or in between medium and then low. Nice step down. But for other, it's not consistent. That's what it's saying. High and then boom, almost nothing. What else? Internal labor, it's also like that. instead of like a step going down that way, it is low for infrastructure and then high for BU support, and then it goes down. So it is not consistent and it's causing different distribution. Then in terms of country as well, it's saying Italy is not really following that. It's kind of like high, and then kind of like low. And there is an ability to click other countries as well. But my internet connection is a bit slow, which is why it's taking a while to update the orange to show United Kingdom. So I'll just scroll down to month, and it's saying in here for January, it's kind of like similar, but infrastructure is not higher than the BU support. Like that, okay? So you may find it useful for additional analysis. Whenever you see a set of arrows like this, it means that there is option to drill up or drill down depending on your preference. Let's try this. Let's hit this double arrow and watch that. It expanded the chart to the next level down of the IT area. We can drill up again and it summarizes back up. So what you see in here is infrastructure, BI support, there being IT area. And then underneath each one of these are basically IT sub area. So when you click just one arrow, which is drill down, then you have the option to just display the children of just one IT area. For example, in here, Productivity Networking Data Center Help Desk Core Infrastructure and Hosting was part of the first IT area. So they're part of infrastructure. Yep. Now, if you want, you can drill up. Then we are back to original. And then if we want, we can click BU support. Just double click that. And then that's the children of BU support. Yep, so this is manufacturing, distribution, R&D, etc., but still part of BU support. And then click drill up, you are back to original again. Now, if you want to display everything, then either you hit this, go to next level of the hierarchy, that's everything, and then go up, or you can also click that, which is expand all down one level in the hierarchy. Because we only have one level options, hitting that two button give us the same result. But sometimes people may set up more than one level of hierarchy, so you have the option to drill down step by step. So I hope you find that useful. And then remember, you can click back to reports to go back to the original view. Let's revisit our study plan. We have pretty much gone through everything except drill through. For this, I'm going to open a new report. To illustrate the drill through concept, let's go to another Power BI report. Let's go back to the learning portal. And then let's hit revenue opportunities. Now in here, there is opportunity overview page as well as opportunity detail page. In the opportunity overview page, you get a couple of charts. Let's focus on this chart on the right. It has revenue by region and state. And then it says you can select a state below to enable drill through. How interesting. And notice this. When you hover, it says right click to drill through. What does that mean? It means you can right click. And when you right click, there is an option in here to drill through the details. Just follow it through. And it brings you to the list of opportunities and list of revenue that is associated with the value that we saw in the bar chart earlier. And how do we go back to the original tables and charts? Click that arrow, and then we are back to here. So let's synthesize this one more time. This is a revenue chart, and it says in the east, there is 840 million revenue. And if we right click and then drill through to the detail, that 840 revenue is here. Now you can see the details by opportunity size, medium, small, and large. And then whenever you see this plus button, you can open them up so that you can see the opportunity by region and by partner. Yep. Now, remember, I also told you earlier that these arrows means that you can drill down or drill up. When you hit drill up, it will summarize things back up. When you hit drill down, it will allow you to double click and drill down. Yeah. Or you can click that to go to the next level, like that, so that you are seeing the partner. So what does next level mean? When you go back up, yeah, one more time. The lowest level in here is basically partner when you open things up. So you can display it like this, or you can hide this first two columns. That's how you do that. Next level, now that's hidden. Yeah. So this is very useful as mentioned in the previous section. In the meantime, let's go back to the main reports and just watch when you are in Power BI. Sometimes you can right click when you hover around the state, yeah, and it allows you to drill through the details. For example, like this. Now this is showing partners in that associated state. And then click here to go back. And hover around in here as well. Now there is no drill through in here because if there is, it will pop up in the tooltips like that. Okay? So now we have completed the first part of our tutorial, which is designed to give you confidence when you are playing around in Power BI. You have been taught how to filter, how to expand your visual so that it fills up the screen, how to sort up and down the axis based on the axis values or the data value. And then you have learned how to reset to default. You learn how to include and exclude, analyze, drill up and down, drill through, as well as creating a bookmark. In the next section of the tutorial, I will show you how you can share the insights that you have found from your Power BI reports and analysis via email, via PowerPoint, and via Excel. Let's say you want to share this report with other people in your organization. All you need to do is click share and then enter their name and email address, and then add a short message in here, hit send, and you're all done. Anyone in your organization with this link that get the email will be able to click the link and access these reports. Yeah. Alternatively, you can copy the link and then just paste it in your normal email and email it to people. So when you do that, you can just get a link where people click it and then they will be able to open it. Yeah. So that's one method of sharing information via email. The other way of sharing information via email is by writing comments. How do you do that? You can click over here, comments, and you can enter the comments by mentioning people's name. So you just type at, for example, Isabella again, and then you can say, what do you think about the variance in infrastructure costs? And then when you hit post, Isabella will get an email notifying them that you have raised a question about this report and there is a file link that she can click. So this is a cool way of chatting and sharing insights via emails that will automatically be sent to other people, and when they respond it will also be shown over here and other people can read this together and you can look at it with your data side by side with your comments. There are people who like to get daily email or monthly email so that a snapshot of this report can be emailed to them. And if you want to do that, you can click subscribe to reports, and in here you can click need subscription and you can enter yourself, for example, and you can schedule how often do you want to get an email snapshot. For example, you can say daily or you can say once a month, and you can time this depending on how often that this report get updated. And once you hit save, what's going to happen is you will get email notification to yourself or to other people on a regular basis. Let's say you like this chart and you want to incorporate that into your PowerPoint presentation. Just click the three dots and then hit share and then click link to this visual, hit copy, and then go to PowerPoint, click Power BI, and then paste the URL over there, Control V, hit insert. And then you've got this live link to Power BI that you can resize. And look at that. It even shows the tooltip. How cool is this? We also have options. A couple of the options is to click this button and you're hiding the toolbar options over there. And then if you want to expand it, click it again, it's expanded. So you've got option to collapse or expand. That's option 1. And then this filter pane over there that looks ugly. If you're not filtering anything, you can collapse that and then click this over here and show or hide. Just hide that. Yeah. Now, if you don't want this chart to be interactive, you can turn it into an image only. How you can do that is click that chevron and then show as save image like that. So now it's no longer interactive and it just becomes like that. Yeah. Now, what if you want to incorporate the entire page? What you can do is you can go to share and then go to copy link like that. Yeah. And then hit copy and then go to PowerPoint and then insert a new slide. And then you can hit Power BI one more time and then paste, Control V, insert. And then now you're going to get the entire page basically. Whereas earlier you had the option to just get one chart. So it really depends on your preference. And similar to earlier, you have the option to turn this into an interactive format or into something whereby it's shown as save image so that it doesn't interact, it's just a picture. The benefit when it's shown as a picture is your user don't need Power BI license in order to view your PowerPoint visuals. Whereas if it is shown as interactive Power BI image, your user need to have Power BI license. That's really the main difference. And similar to earlier, we can hide all this panel if you don't want to see them. Same method as before. Yeah. So just go into here and then untick that first. Once you have unticked them, and then go to this option at the bottom, style options, hide the filter pane, and then click that chevron button and make it hidden. So if you click that, it will bring you to the original Power BI report. Earlier, I have shown you how to transfer a chart into PowerPoint and getting the link from here, and how to transfer a page into PowerPoint, getting the link from the share options. And what if you want to transfer the entire Power BI reports into PowerPoint? We don't have to do it one by one. There is export option over here. You can click export to PowerPoint. 2 options similar to earlier, embed an image or live data. If it's live data, then your user need Power BI license. If not, just embed an image. And that's what we're going to do. If you want, you can exclude the hidden reports, or you can just export the current page, but we want everything, so we are not going to tick that. And then there is also options of current value or default value. I'm going to hit default value for now, and then we're going to hit export. And then just wait for a bit whilst your report is being generated. Okay, now that's done. And voila, that's our Power BI report transferred into PowerPoint pack. A new report get created. There is the front page with a link to view in Power BI, information on when was it last refreshed, and then you've got your page 1 and your page 2 in there. How about if we want to transfer this chart into Excel? Can we do that? Well, if you click the share link to these visuals and copy it, and then bring it into Excel and paste it in here and hit tick, you only get the link. You don't get the visuals. So if you want the visuals, what I usually do is I go back into Power BI and then using Windows Shift S shortcut to snip the chart, and then go back into Excel and paste it in there with Control V with the link so that I remember where is that coming from. That's how I transfer my chart from Power BI into Excel. Although you can transfer the chart into Excel, what you can do is transfer the data into Excel. Now, we have options to choose live connections where you need internet, or non-live connection, which is just a snapshot in Excel format or in CSV. So I'm going to click the second option and I'm going to hit export. Let's just wait for a while and then open that up. And voila, that's the data over here. So now I can copy this and put that underneath over there. Yep. So I've got my chart, my data, and my link. And what I have shown you earlier, you can pretty much do everywhere. For example, when you see a table, you can click more options and then you can hit export data. And then you have various options, exactly the same layout or the summarized data or even the underlying data before summarization. And whatever that you do, remember you've got the options of CSV of Excel and same with that. Yeah. So just play around with what you think is most suitable for you. Congratulations, you have now reached the end of this tutorial. You have learned various Power BI features which will enable you to play around in Power BI with confidence. You have also learned various methods where you can share information from Power BI into emails or into PowerPoint or into Excel so that you can share your insights as well as findings with other people with confidence. I hope you find this tutorial useful. If so, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. See ya!